Hey, how's it going? I thought I killed two birds with one stone, and I would eat through this video, so get ready for some chew action. Anyway, we're going to talk about the new class in Trove today. I just thought this was kind of funny. So I want to clear things up here, everybody, and just let you all know, Scythy Poo is actually in the middle of working right now. I'm in the middle of rendering out some videos, and I thought that I would take 2 seconds. Thanks to Sky the Virus, big shout out, because they tweeted at me, yo, dude, maybe you should check this out. So I want to clear this up right here and now. And just say that this character right here that we're looking at, this was actually a concept, a fan concept by Sky the Virus of what the next class could end up being, because the devs ended up hinting that they were going to make a dinosaur class and potentially a dinosaur biome. Now, we have confirmed right here and now that the next class is actually in the game files on the PTS server. And somebody ended up grabbing those files and putting the character together, and instead of having something cool and epic like this, we got this, the Gunslinger 2.0. Now, granted, it's gonna look a lot uglier just because it's in a voxel editing program, but in general, the class is not really the most appealing, especially coming from the Revenant, Lunar Lancer, and the Chloromancer were the last 3 classes, and they were all getting exceedingly more complex with their skeletal structure. So I'm really hoping this is just a very early build of the character, because otherwise it does not really look that impressive. Now, these knee pads, for example, by the way, I have a suspicion that maybe these would actually move up to the body area and could end up being maybe grenades or something like that. Maybe they're even on the belt. Who knows? It could end up being a pretty cool class, though. I don't know. The game files actually call it the DINO TAMER, and the devs have talked about it using abilities that would have a bunch of dinosaurs fight for you or something like that. Now, Nintendo Gamer, my friend, ended up saying right away, he was saying, this potentially is just going to end up being a physical version of the Tomb Raider. Now, that is not entirely appealing to think of that idea, because that seems like a very lazy way out. And in general, people on the forums are going a bit bonkers thinking like, oh, what weapon is this character gonna use and stuff like that. My suspicion is that it's just gonna either end up using the sword or a gun, maybe a bow, just based on the way that he's standing. But bow characters, it's like we already have enough bows anyways. Definitely not gonna end up using a spear, and probably not gonna use 2 guns if it uses a gun at all in the first place. But either way, still looks like it could end up being a cool class, probably end up being somebody's favorite. We'll see how it actually ends up working out. Now, the thing that I want to make clear here is, despite the fact that they keep saying, the thing that they say about this class is tame dinosaurs and have them fight for you, lots of people misunderstand and like to overcomplicate and think that it's going to be like, Trove's gonna add Pokemon aspects or something like that, and this character's gonna capture enemies and use them to fight more enemies, and it's like, no, he's just gonna right click and probably summon a bunch of dinosaurs or something, which is still equally cool, but yeah. So his ultimate, now this is where things get a little bit interesting. His ultimate looks like this. Now, what does this look like to you, mates? This looks like a dinosaur mount. Yeah, so just to kind of give you a little bit of a backstory reference here, because I know exactly what they're going for with this ultimate. A long time ago, the devs actually talked about how they really wanted to make the Knight be one of the only characters that would be able to perform mounted combat. Now, while they were developing the class gem abilities for the Knight and for the other characters during Mantle of Power, the one character that they didn't show, the devs kept hinting at and not showing the Knight's gem class ability during their streams, right? Now, I suddenly, I thought, oh man, the reason that they're saving this guy for last and they keep hyping it up is because the Knight's finally gonna get mounted combat in the form of his gem class ability, right? Wrong. Turns out that they seem to have pulled a fast one on us, and they recycled the ability. Now, I don't know if they were actually gonna make it the Knight's gem class ability, but either way, I still have a suspicion that they were. and means that they recycled it over into the next class so that it could seem like it's something new and fresh that I guess would have ended up being a waste on the Knight, because the Knight really isn't people's fan favorite anyway. He's still a very cool class, but he's kind of the most generic one. Now, the fact that the ultimate of this character is going to be mounted combat is pretty cool. It's probably going to be, you know, for a limited time or something like that. It's not really going to last long. In general, I'm hoping it's going to end up being something impressive, because you know, we ended up having again the Revenant and the Lunar Lancer, which hit on both fronts. The characters had very cool designs and also had very cool ultimate abilities, and then you had the Chloromancer that came around and looked really cool, but the ultimate was very lacking. And now suddenly we've got the DINO Tamer, which looks like one of the lamest new classes that the game's ever had. It kind of looks like a blend between the Boomeranger and Gunslinger. I don't know, we'll see what happens. He may end up looking really cool in game, but not as cool as this, and this ultimate is definitely not as cool as this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Sayonara and stay epic. Let me know what you think in the comment section below.